do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
To give you a direct statement right there. I want a fuller context and a longer form to talk about that. And if I said something to you now, it could be one line could be taken out of context and could be put in a headline. So I don't want to take the chance for that.
Some interviewers love to push buttons, trying to trap celebrities with tricky questions. But what happens when that celebrity is Matthew McConaughey?
Every single American actor or arty type who comes over to London dumps on Trump. You all completely hate him. Do you think it's time that maybe Hollywood and the cultural elite of America gave this guy a break?
Most people would have crashed or burned out instantly. But here's what Matt did instead.
They don't have a choice now. He's our president. And it's very dynamic and as divisive of an inauguration in time that we've ever had. At the same time, it's time for us to embrace, shake hands with this fact, and be constructive with him over the next 4 years.
But Matthew was scarcely done lecturing him.
So anyone, even those who most strongly may disagree with his principles or things he's said and done, which is another thing. We'll see what he does compared to what he had said. No matter how much you even disagreed along the way, it's time to think about how constructive can you be, because he's our president for the next 4 years, at least, president of the United States.
Only Matthew can drop a deep thought so casually it feels like a life lesson. Another example of his deep thinking was when he was on The Graham Norton Show.
Now, an awful lot has been made of the weight loss. For English people, I think you lost something like 3.5 stone, is what we would say.
47 pounds, what would that be?
3.5 stone.
There we go. 3.5 stone. 3.5 stone.
That's a lot of
It sounded 3.5 stone sounds heavy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pounds.
No.
3.5 stone. But does it kind of frustrate you in a way that that's got so much attention, where you're kind of like still acting over here?
And his answer was really thought-provoking.
I understood that, before the film came out, that's your headline. That photo that came out of me in the airport was the...
Wow.
Oh, that's how we get people to click on this site. I got that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say and happy that the reaction's been that once people saw the film, yes, the weight loss was something, but I mean, you see, who this guy was, and it quickly became something more than the Matthew McConaughey got skinny film. If you see the film, it's obvious in about 30 seconds that that's not the film you're in.
Good of you, Matt. Oh, my bad. Matthew doesn't answer Matt anymore.
Does anyone call you Matt, or is it always Matthew?
It's always been Matthew, for good reason.
Later, we will come back to why he doesn't want to be called Matt. But for now, the award-winning actor once again showed his high IQ when Jimmy Kimmel cornered him for an interview.
Very good to see you. I have to say, it's a little bit weird seeing you because I saw the movie, and in the movie, you're a completely different guy, and now you're back to you as the guy. And
there's a lot more of me in the movie.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
How much weight did you gain for that movie?
47.
Oh, 47.
47.
Was that the goal, or you were hoping to get to 50 and were unable to make it?
You see, things started smoothly until Jimmy tried fishing for Matthew's sensitive spot.
When you do that, do you feel like you have to explain to everyone everywhere you go that, this is for a movie? Because,
Well, the family sees it happen gradually, so they just notice there's more Popeye to love,
Right.
as we go. Strangers, I don't know. I didn't get that many strangers that were like, what the hell happened to you?
Eventually, Jimmy threw the most irritating question, and honestly, anyone else might have snapped. But Matthew stayed composed.
Was it hard not being beautiful at all? I mean, was it...
You know how much fun it was for 6 months to say, you have one rule, McConaughey, any desire, you must say yes, and if you think twice about it, you must have double? That was a lot of fun.
Now here's another example that sometimes even a trusted friend can set you up.
It must be said, I don't like to refer to myself, but Matthew and I go back a long way. In fact, we did a scene together in Contact.
Sure did.
That movie, that was a space movie, which is nothing compared to this space movie.
No, that different. But I will say that's the movie that got me somewhat interested in just being able to
go further than just my imagination, realizing what might be out there. Oh, that may be the new frontier space. That's the film that got me thinking about, for me, God's backyard was bigger than I thought, and it was more tangible.
When the subject of God came up, Larry had a spark to trap Matthew even more.
Would you say you watch Interstellar, you would less believe in God or more believe in God?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. And I've thought about that a lot. For me, more. At the same time, the science behind it, or if you're an agnostic, I think you're going to absolutely love it. And
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to absolutely love it. For me it does. That's personal.
That's proof that Matthew never lowers his guards, not even in an interview where he was asked about diversity.
In the unity of this country, not in the division of it, in the unity, in
yeah.
Miller, in your yes.
Yeah, I mean, my brother says he's trying to water down the Mexican race because y'all are about to be the majority. Yeah, no, I think, coming from Texas, and Texas is about to be the majority
Yes.
Mexican.
Yeah.
California's
Close.
on its way there, too.
There's two dudes we gotta find.
It's two. Yeah, man. I mean, look, I've traveled all over the world, and I come from a diverse place in Texas. I've been here. I love people and cultures. Yeah.
Not only that, he guided the host further into the conversation with finesse.
So when you were growing up in a very Latino place, was there also different other people of color? Were there African American people?
Yeah, well, in Uvalde it was 82% Mexican, but then we moved to Longview up in northeast Texas, which had a large black community. And same way as in Uvalde, I mean, I tried to venture off and to meet them, and I had a lot of black friends as well.
At this stage, I don't get why the media obsesses over his weight, because it came up again in another interview.
The physical transformation goes without saying that you make in this movie is unbelievable. But do you ever worry whenever you make that transformation that, like, you know what, my performance has got to be as good as this transformation, because otherwise people are just going to sit there and say, well, look how skinny he got.
No. I mean,
Yet again, he delivered the most professional and balanced response anyone could imagine.
the weight and the getting skinny was part of my responsibility to the man, to the part. That wasn't that hard once I decided I was going to do it. Because when I weighed, do you want to do it or do you want to get there and not be the weight? Well, I'd be embarrassed if I wasn't the weight I should be, and that's going to be a hell of a lot bigger hangover than how hard it is right now to get down to the weight.
For sure.
It's part of the fun of the job. I mean, was it hard? Sure, but that's part of we weren't playing Halloween. I wasn't dressing up.
Exactly.
I wasn't dressing up as the guy looking like he was that weight. I guess I'd get down to that weight.
For sure.
Speaking of professionalism, Larry King tried to corner Matthew with this loaded question about his influence on the casting of True Detectives.
There's a new cast of True Detective, right? Is it Colin Farrell?
Vince Vaughn, Taylor Kitsch.
What do you make of that?
Given how heated the topic was, it could have sparked major backlash if Matthew hadn't handled it so brilliantly.
I'm excited about it. I understand Colin's got a plum role, of which I'm confident. He's absolutely got the ability to go nail that, whatever that is. I'm also very excited about the Vince Vaughn side of it.
It's a departure for him.
Yeah, but he's got this. I've seen him. He was in a film with Sean Penn that Sean directed that you see a more straight dramatic side to him. He's a smart guy.
After realizing the difficult position Larry's question nearly put him, Matt, smart as ever, rearranged his response.
And I look forward to him, Nick Pizzolatto, the creator's words coming out of his mouth. I'm excited about that role because I think a lot of people think that's sort of the wild card role. Wait, what's Vince Vaughn doing in True Detective? I think that could be a really, I think we've got a real chance to see Vince in a way that we'd like to see him that we haven't seen him before.
Well, how do you explain selfish without tagging yourself badly? Watch this.
Last year, in terms of your career, you said, I've got much more selfish. I'm a fan of the word selfish. I am less concerned what people think of me. I'm not worried about how I'm perceived. Selfish has always gotten a bad rap. You should do for you.
Yeah.
I wanted new experiences.
Yes.
You're not an Ayn Rand guy, are you? Or are you? No.
I don't think so.
In terms of selfish, how do you define the word?
That was a crazy loaded question, even from someone like Larry King. But watch how Matthew carefully dismantled his logic.
The ideal spot, all right, where I like to be, and I'm not always there, but where I love to be is when what I'm doing selfishly for me, even hedonistically for me, happens to be what's best for the most amount of people. That's the sweet spot. But then that's for guys like Jesus Christ and so what have you, other prophets. I'm not saying I'm there very few times, Emma, but that's the spot. And I think anything. Look at Interstellar. What Cooper does, he wants to fly selfishly, to live his dream. Is it also for the chance to actually save mankind? Yeah, but he also has his own personal quest that if he didn't get to, he's got some spite for this world because that's what he's supposed to do. His home is in the cockpit.
Wow. Just like that. Selfish left behind so much baggage that even Larry King admitted he felt selfish.
So I think I like to personally try and find a selfish reason why I want to do everything.
Yeah, I understand that.
And also there's delayed gratification is what I'm saying. What is selfish is not necessarily I have to have the pleasure right now. Because if you get the pleasure right now but you have a bad hangover tomorrow, that's not very selfish. Also, if you're lying, cheating, and stealing, that may be selfish right then, but that means you got to walk out in the world and look over your shoulder.
So in a sense, I'm selfish because I want this show to do well.
Yeah.
Do well at projection.
Right. And if you're going to screw some people over, is that selfish? Not really. Maybe you get the reward immediately, but that also means you've got to look over your shoulder wherever you go. That also means that you can't really walk freely around the world. So that would be not selfish.
While it may seem like Matthew was trying to slip out of trouble, the next interview shows how genuinely honest he is.
I can't let you get away without talking about what's this thing about, would you really ever consider getting into politics because we need somebody with the courage of you just to speak how you feel. Sorry, that's just me.
I'm voting for you.
Many would fake it or act different, but not Matthew.
I'll tell you this, I've been asked that question a lot lately, and my answer is the same. It's something I'm trying to look in the eye and give honest consideration. What an awesome privilege, an awesome responsibility,
Amen.
An awesome position of sacrifice and service. Something to consider. I've got a new chapter coming up in my life. What is my category?
Some interviewers clearly cross the privacy line without caring.
I think I've got some gifts as a leader. I think I've got some gifts as a learner and a listener and a teacher. What's my category, though? Where am I most useful? To the most amount of people and to myself and my family. Remember, I got those 3 kids about to be teenagers.
Amen.
You said that's going to take a whole lot of work for me, right?
Sure does.
So I'm asking myself these questions, and maybe I'm more useful as a free agent in another position. Maybe I'm very useful in the position you're talking about. I'm really working on that and going and doing some under the hood 360 work inside of me and measuring what my next step should be.
Yeah, Matthew can be extremely kind, yet he doesn't hesitate to be blunt with insensitive hosts like this one.
How do you feel about Trump?
How do I feel about him?
Yeah, how do you feel about his term?
I want a fuller context and a longer form to talk about that. And if I said something to you now, it could be one line could be taken out of context and could be put in a headline. So I don't want to take the chance for that. I need a longer form where I know it's word for word. Everything I'm saying is being broadcast.
But if you thought that was the peak, then you need to see this next moment.
You were discovered once in 1996 when A Time to Kill came out, and 92. You were sort of in a
92. No, well, discovered once in a bar in 92.
Well, yeah. You were discovered
96,
then.
Time to Kill.
Right, 96, A Time to Kill, and then again in 2013 when Dallas Buyers Club, Wolf of Wall Street, True Detective. All of that happened again. All of a sudden, it felt like we discovered Matthew McConaughey all over again. Did it feel that way to you?
Even though it was seriously provocating, Matthew kept the mood light.
No,
like
but I take that, the way he's put it, I'm sure receiving that as a compliment. For me, it felt like changing gears,
yeah.
But I never got out of the car.
But Jess went for the knockout punch.
Right.
Just a part of the same road trip.
I didn't mean it as a compliment.
Well, I took it as a compliment.
Joking.
I don't care how you meant it. That's how it was received.
No, it was, for people who'd been fans, particularly for me, because I'd met you in the very beginning, it was one of the most, and as a fan of movies and a fan of yours, it was really a great time. It was a great time for a lot of people, and you had engendered so much goodwill through all the romantic comedies and everything, and your own sort of persona, that I think it was a kind of a great moment for everybody when you stood up and won the Oscar. People were genuinely happy.
I felt that.
In the end, Matthew got the last word and properly schooled Jess Cagle, too.
I've never been one that really felt like I needed to raise myself by putting others down or seeking bad will on anyone else. I always, more of a, was it a restart? I always felt it was more of a, again, lean horse, long ride. I never got nervous at any of those points like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can go find a job. I can go find it. It may not even be in acting, but I can go do something, even if I lose my nose and, you know what, get a patch over my eye, I'll find something to do.
Chances are they weren't close before the interview, and clearly they weren't after. Just like he never got along with Joy Behar.
You consider to run for governor of the state of Texas. Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
That was years ago. But the internet forgets nothing. And even when things have gotten intense over the years, Matthew stays calm and keeps his values clean.
Today's Saturday with the passing of Sam Shepard. You guys work together
What?
on Mud. Sam Shepard.
Sam Shepard moved on? Gosh, damn it. From what?
I don't know. What do you remember?
Oh man, if you look at...
What a sorry excuse for a question. It seems the interviewer ran out of ideas. But Matthew tackled it with grace all the same.
Look, I'm not going to trivialize that situation I just heard about for the first time, but I always said that I thought, and I always told Jeff Nichols this, I said, look, in Mud, the whole trailer for Mud could be Sam Shepard sitting in that green chair telling the boy about who Mud is. It'd be about a 2.5-minute trailer, but it would have been really badass. He moved on today. Well, and we lost one of the great ones. Great writer, grapevine, huh? All right. See you in the next one, Sam.
He handled it with pure class, and you can tell he'd do it the same way every time.
The most Texas thing about me. How much time do we have for the interview?
Not a lot.
You know, when you're from Texas, Texas has a lot of soul, and if you are a Texan, you got a lot of soul, and the place kind of demands it of you. And if you don't have much, the place will kind of scoot you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of soul.
I'm Texan.
Remember when Matthew said never to call him Matt? Well, it turns out his reason may just put a smile on your face.
Are you mad?
No, I'm not mad.
Okay.
See, my mom was mad when I got called Matt. I was in kindergarten. My mom's kindergarten teacher, and my
Your
friend
mom
John
was your
Griffith.
kindergarten teacher?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
She and my buddy John Griffith says, "Hey, Matt, want to go play in the monkey bars?" And I ran out and said, "Yeah." And halfway to the monkey bars, I feel this hand on my shoulder. Whoa, bam! Get slammed to the ground. I look up into my mother in my face, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to play in the monkey bars with John." She goes, "Who is?" I said, "I am." She goes, "What's your name?" I said, "Matthew." She goes, "Don't you ever answer to Matt again. I named you Matthew from the Bible." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." So